Alright sis, so today's video is going to be a bit different. I was getting ready for a summer night out. So this is a night out makeup tutorial, full face and all of that. So let's get into how I created this look. So of course we're starting off with just getting the hair out of the way. I feel this is important because we don't want to miss any crucial areas. So I'm starting off with my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum. I just wanted a really nice glow for tonight. I just felt like my skin needed that extra hydration and just, I was feeling glowy. So we opted for this as a glow serum slash primer. So this is a 2-in-1 product, which we love. So I just applied this all over my skin today, and you guys are seeing just how it gave me a really nice glow to my skin. It was so refreshing as well. So I love that. So we're going to move on to brows. I did take my NYX micro brow pencil in the shade Espresso, and you guys are seeing that we skipped the gel today. I didn't feel like I really needed that gel. I wanted to just rock my natural brows, just really fill it in with this pencil. And I love that it's so micro because we're not doing too much to the brows. We're really just creating a nice shape for the brows. So if you have brow hairs to work with, girl, trust me, all you need is a really good brow pencil, and this one is a really affordable one. So I'm using my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer in my T-zone. So this is just going to really ensure that that area there is secured. You guys know that I am combination skin, so this is just going to help just ensure that my skin, or the areas there, stays matte and the makeup stays in that area as well. So we need that assurance. So for foundation, I'm taking my Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte. So we're sticking with that lumi or luminous look today. So I did use that serum, and now we're using this foundation. And I have a little tan going on. I don't know if you guys noticed. So I'm surprised that this still matched me as good as it did. Choosing a really good foundation for the summer is crucial, guys, because we all tan. It's just what happens. So we all should have a summer foundation and a winter foundation. But anyways, I'm using this to just apply all over my skin. We avoided the under eyes. It's not important to do your under eyes, but just make sure the perimeter of your face is covered, of course. So for concealer, I'm taking my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, heavy on the full wear because I did need my under eye bags, dark circles to be concealed as well. So at the same time as concealing those, we are highlighting. So this is about 2 to 3 shades lighter than my complexion. So you guys are seeing in real time how I blend out my concealer. And I feel like this is really important for you guys because it really shows how I do my makeup, how I blend it out, how long it takes. So we like to start off with just blending out the edges and then working our way up in the corner. I just find that that works for me. And it also boils down to how much concealer you're putting on as well. So I always tell you guys a little goes a long way. You can always add if you want to, but always just start off with a little bit of concealer. So we're going to just complete the eye area. I'm taking my same concealer and just a flat brush to conceal my brows and really shape them up. I feel like for a full face, just doing this step really gives the brow a more lifted and shaped brow. And I'm also just applying it to my eyelids to really just conceal that as well. I do have dark lids, so just using this concealer helps to conceal that darkness so that it is not showing, of course. So we're just going to blend that out and connect it with our concealer that we applied at the bottom as well. So I'm just going to do the vertical areas. So my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, cupid's bow and chin. And you guys saw how little product I use. For these steps, you do not need to use a handful of concealer. These are such small areas that do not need so much concealer. So if you need to put a little dot, that always works as well. So I'm just blending it out with my concealer brush and just making sure that I'm hitting those areas. These are technically the areas that we would consider the highlighted areas. So underneath the eyes, forehead, down the bridge of our nose, and Cupid's bow and our chin. And I want you guys to really just take in how I'm blending out that concealer. So you just want to make sure that you're keeping it in those specific areas. You don't want to raise that concealer too high on the forehead. But yeah, just really take note on how I'm blending. Now this part is crucial. You want to go back into your foundation brush, and this is just going to blend out the edges of that concealer. You want everything to flow. So I'm taking my Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Tint Stick. This is in the shade 23, and this is just a really dark shade for me. It's supposed to be used all over your face as a like a base, but this again was too dark for me, so I use it as a contour. So I'm just taking that contour, I'm just blending it out, and I want you guys to really focus on how I'm blending. So you want to blend your cheekbones in an upward manner, and then with your forehead, you want to blend that into your hairline. So just really take in the technique and how I blend it out. I just find that these little things are so important in how your makeup turns out. And when it comes to your jawline, you just want to keep your contour in that jawline. You guys see I'm not putting it up onto the face, but I'm not putting it down onto like my neck. You just want to blend it out on that jawline. And this is just going to help with double chin. If you're someone who has a double chin like myself, this really helps to carve out that jawline and just really structure it and give you a more sharper look. So last is our nose contour. I just took this brush, and I love this brush because I can use it for all steps. Like, it's the way it's shaped really helps me blend out that contour. So again, going back in with that foundation brush, this is crucial. This just helps everything blend together. The last thing you want is, you know, your lines, any lines or demarcations showing. So this just helps everything blend together and make it look like skin again. All right, so the last liquid product is my e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush, and we're gonna use this on the back of the hand. This just helps really like help how much you're putting on your face. You don't want to put too much blush, especially if you're not a blush girl. So I like to just start with applying it to the back of my hands and then blending it out onto my face. Now this is a really out there type of blush, so you can see that it's a lot. So I'm gonna end up using my foundation brush to cool it down, as well as my concealer brush to blend out those edges, and that really helps to just make it blend properly. So time for some powder. I'm taking my Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting powder. This is in the shade Blondie. Before we go in, guys, you want to make sure that you blend out your concealer. You never want to set your creases, so that's super important. And I'm just using this powder to set all my concealer areas. So anywhere that we applied that concealer, you just want to put this powder all over. And this is just going to ensure that it stays put throughout the day. So again, blend out that concealer and then go in with that powder. And I am using a velour puff. You can use a beauty blender as well, but I really like using the velour puff for this step. All right, so with the excess, you just want to take your powder brush and just dust off that extra powder. This is just going to make everything flow and come together. And a quick thing, guys, if you want a more sharper cheekbone, take that powder and just carve out your cheekbone area. And you are going to see that that really makes your cheekbone pop. You guys can't tell me you don't see the difference. All right, so I'm gonna go in with my Black Radiance Soft Focus Press Powder, and we're just gonna apply this all over the face. This is just gonna set everywhere. So you wanna go over every inch of your face. This is just going to ensure that your makeup lasts throughout the night. Now I'm going in with my NYX Buttermelt All the Butter blush. This is a really nice purple shade, guys, and I really love blush. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just find that it just gives that feminine look. So we're going to do a bit of eyeshadow today. I did take my Makeup Revolution Ultimate Nudes eyeshadow, and we're using 2 shades today. So I did take the brown shade that was in that palette, and I'm just applying that into the crease. Now you can use this shade and stop here, but if you want to do a little bit more, you can just add another shade onto your lid, which is what you guys are going to see me do in a second. But this just really helps set the tone. Go in with a nice brown shade into your crease. All right, so here you can see I'm working on the lid. So I did take this nice cool pinky shade. I just felt like it was really feminine and flirty, and all I'm doing is carving out the eyelid. So this really helps look like you did something to your eye, like you really put effort in when we only use 2 shades. So this really helps to bring the look together. So I'm going to let you guys watch and just really take in how I made this eye look come together. So you want to go back in with your brush and just make sure those 2 shades blend together. So here I'm just applying a thin liner. I did use, I believe it's my e.l.d. retractable eyeliner pencil. I'm not sure which pencil this is, but I'll leave it in my description box below. But all I'm doing is just creating a really thin line across my lash band. I just find that this helps bring the eye look together. All right, so for the eyes, we're going back into that palette and we're just going to do what we did to the top to the bottom. So whatever you did to the top, you want to do to the bottom as well. And this is what brings the whole eye look together. All right, you guys know I can't leave the house without lashes. So these are my Ardell Wispy lashes that I'm just going to quickly pop on. If you haven't checked out, I do have a detailed eyelash tutorial that will get you right if you are someone who is struggling with applying lashes. I go in depth on how to apply it, all the tools you'll need, and just give you some really good tips. So if you're struggling with lashes, check that video out. All right, so to finish up the eyes, we're going to use some mascara. I am taking my Maybelline Sky High Mascara, and I like to just apply it to my top and bottom lashes. So for my top, I'm just blending in my natural lashes with the falsies. And then for the bottom lashes, we're just going to apply it to just really bring the eye look together. Again, what you do to the top, you want to do to the bottom. All right, we're almost done, guys. So we're moving on to the lips. I did take my MAC lip liner. This is in the shade Chestnut, a go-to. You cannot go wrong with this lip liner. So I applied that to my lips. And then for lipstick today, I did take my e.l.f. liquid matte lipstick in the shade Tea Rose. And I'm not usually a matte girl, but today I wanted to do just a little bit different. I feel like I always do a liquid or a gloss, sorry. So I wanted to do a matte look today, and I honestly liked it. I liked how it came out. So that is how the look is, guys. We're going to lock it in with the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist, and this is just going to ensure that my makeup stays put all night. So this is the finishing look, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This is the finishing look with my outfit and just everything together. Love how it came out. So again, let me know what you guys think. Check out my latest video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.